Ricky Price here, Fan Media Network, Duke Player Show. A lot of things have transpired since our last show. The Duke Blue Devils are reeling right now. They're reeling. Having lost 3 games in a row, Duke struggles now to make the NCAA Tournament. I can't remember the last time that Duke didn't make the NCAA Tournament. Oh, yes, I can. I was on that team. 1995 as a freshman, Coach K was out with back surgery and exhaustion, and we were 13 and 18 and did not make the tournament. I remember that vividly as a first-year player at Duke. And here we are again in 2021, and that very thing may happen again. You know, it's interesting because, I thought that team was pretty talented in 1994, 1995, but we just didn't have the pieces to get it done, and we didn't gel together. And then when Coach went out with his back injury, the wheels just fell off. We were 8-2 with him, and without him, we were pretty bad. And most importantly, we lost a lot of games in the ACC by 4 to 5 points, 2 to 3 points, always down to the wire, where coaching definitely plays a part in winning or losing the game. And so, I feel for this year's team. This year's team is a little bit different. I think the talent level is just down this year on this year's roster. There's something to be said about chemistry and gelling together, but you have to have the talent to get it done. I think we have a lot of young players who just don't quite know how to win yet, and that bodes well for next year. But this year they're still in play, and I just don't know how that's gonna happen. Moving right along, we'll talk about how Duke struggles with consistency. Obviously this team, is young. Let's just keep it real. This team is young. We don't know how to win. We don't have a go-to guy, and as a result, we struggle to be consistent. We go on a three-game winning streak, and then we go on a 3-game losing streak. It all starts with defense. This team is a poor defensive team. We don't get a lot of pressure on the ball. We gamble a lot. This team does force a lot of turnovers, but we have a hard time staying in front of our man. And most importantly, we have a hard time defending the paint and rebounding. Because of size issues, teams like North Carolina, who came in the other day, will just punish us. They have a 4-headed monster down low, and they rotate bigs in and out. We just don't have that type of cachet when it comes to bigs down low. And as a result, we get punished on the rebounds, we get punished in the paint, and we get punished on second chance opportunities. And until this team can shore that up, the results are going to be the same. Your roster is your roster, and you just don't have what it takes, to get it done, at a high level. Notre Dame comes in also and beats us. Second time that's happened in Duke history, where they've come in Cameron and beaten a good Duke basketball team. Mike Bray, the former coach there. Actually, Mike Bray was my assistant coach when I was at Duke, and I'm happy for him because he has their team winning games and then doing well, especially in Cameron. But it's kind of sad to see a team come in and beat us when religiously we beat them on a regular basis. Another loss that was really tough to swallow was the loss at Miami. We talked about Carolina. That's a rivalry game, but Miami's a game we're supposed to win. They're not doing too well in the ACC. We go down there to Coral Gables, and we play well for about 35 minutes. Last 5 minutes of the game, the wheels just fall off, and mistake after mistake after mistake. And that's the key to all of our losses. Inconsistent basketball play, especially late in games. It's not just one person too. We saw Wendell Moore in the Carolina game make some key pivotal mistakes, missing free throws and the key turnover down the stretch. But we see, gold wire missed layups and key opportunities. Matthew Hurt foul out when he's not supposed to. Jalen Johnson, uncharacteristic shots. So, we just have a plethora of things that are happening that need to be shored up. At the end of the day, there are just limitations on this roster. This team now has a losing record and in the ACC, and is going to struggle to make the tournament. And that's because, we just haven't got the right type of talent pool in. And there are a couple reasons for that. We talked about experience. We talked about the size. But, this team doesn't have a clear-cut go-to basketball player. Matthew Hurt is probably the best player statistically on the team. Jalen Johnson is probably the most talented. But together they haven't meshed well, and together they haven't been the two-headed monster that we needed them to be, all year long. Obviously, Jalen Johnson was hurt early in the year. He struggled with injuries. And then Matthew Hurt, as of late, is kind of in a slump. He hasn't played as well, not shooting the ball particularly well, and then finding himself in foul trouble, which is really hurting the team. Wendell Moore had a good game last time out. We expect him to be that third guy, but, consistently he hasn't been. And then DJ Stewart has been another guy. But you got to remember, these guys are just freshmen and sophomores. We need something from upperclassmen. Speaking of upperclassmen, we just don't have upperclassmen. We got Jordan Goldwire, who's our oldest player. He's been in the program for a while, but he doesn't have the leadership or the talent ability to really lead these guys. I think it really starts with recruiting. I think we've had a lot of misses on our recruiting. When guys are supposed to be ranked in the top 10, top 15, it looks like when you get them in uniform, that's not where they're supposed to be. Guys who are ranked, 2 or 3rd, first, second, or third at their position, when you see them play on the basketball court, you see that, maybe, you missed on that. And so as a program, we've got to decide what we're going to do on the recruiting trail. Are we going to continue the one and done process and try to get the best talent possible, get them for 1 year to, give us everything they have and then turn them loose to the NBA? Or are we going to go back to how it used to be in the old days of getting, 3 and 4 year players and developing them over time? We got to figure out how to do that. My advice is probably to get a combination of the two, get 1 or 2 studs and they get 1 or 2 3 or 4 year guys. And year after year, if you do that, you'll have enough guys to fill in and have juniors and seniors. All the games that we lose to teams that, are senior-led, junior-led, have experience on the other side, and we just don't have that. Right now we have what I call regular freshmen, and regular freshmen just can't play at the highest level. And we're seeing that. We're getting punished defensively. We're getting punished on the boards. And then the mental errors and mistakes that young players make is becoming very evident. I'm real disappointed in this year's team. I haven't seen a Duke team, this with the lack of talent in a long time, and it's tough to swallow. What I'm hoping for moving forward is they can finish the season strong. Try to stay above 500 to end the year, and then go into the NCAA tournament, the ACC tournament, with the bang. Maybe try to get to the semifinals or even the finals and make a good showing. But at some point, this team is going to have to beat a ranked team. This Duke team is going to have to beat, a high caliber team, to be worthy to make the NCAA tournament. If that doesn't happen, you're going to see a situation where the Duke Blue Devils, do not make the postseason tournament, which hasn't happened in a long, long time. I hope that's not the case, but we'll see. I'm cheering for my guys, love them to death, but my analysis is always true. It's always real, and it's always as real as it gets. Ricky Price signing out. Duke Player Show, Fan Media Network. We'll talk to you soon.
To host a player show or appear as a player on a player show, simply create a profile on Fan Media's iOS app or website. Select your teams and make a short intro video on your phone. Show hosts, reporters, former players, and superfans can use our Get Verified feature and make an intro video as well, and our mobile newsroom staff will reach out.